New Year's Eve greetings, dear friends. This is Melanie again with the 12 days of Christmas here on this very special day, the eve of 2023 on New Year's Eve with the Astro Weather, Astro Outlook for 2023 for Libra. We have come already halfway through the Zodiac, Aries through Virgo, from the first day of Christmas, December 25th, 26th, to the sixth day of Christmas here today on New Year's Eve. And now, in a way, the zodiac flips because we do the forward and backward movement. We have come to Virgo/Libra, and now we come to Libra/Virgo. So you're always invited to tune in regarding these energies, to be open and see what the universe is presenting on this day, sort of in a nutshell, for the energy of that zodiac sign, if not even for what's to come in a year, because everything is holographic. Now, back to my Astro project here, presenting today the Astro Outlook for Libra. Now, Libra has had quite some challenges over the last years, since 2008, depending on where your Sun, Moon, planets in Libra, ascendant in Libra are. Since 2008, I'm saying, because of the Pluto square. Pluto in Capricorn has squared Libra, whereas Libra would love things to just be in a beautiful symmetry, harmony, peace, alignment. That the Capricorn energy, the Pluto energy, especially in Capricorn, said, okay, certain things just don't work anymore, even though you might be okay with being sort of almost like compromising, because the shadow comes out when Pluto gets involved, right? So what would be the shadow of Libra? Dealing with old world consciousness that is now on the way out. Maybe balancing, but balancing in at your own expense. In other words, compromising, or still doing people or authority pleasing business, or dealing with really difficult relationships or otherwise challenges with authorities in the Capricorn department. So you could have also experienced with elders and ancestors lots of either challenges or also support. They want to help us in this transition, the spirit ancestors especially. So maybe you had experiences of that sort. Maybe you also felt like doing a major renovation project to make your world, your home, your wherever Libra is in your chart, a better place and more beautiful and upgraded. That could have been a good outlet for Libra. But overall, it's been really challenging, and it's been also a good challenge to evolve and to transform, to really go deeper, where Libra might actually be more comfortable with staying more in the world of where things are pleasant and not so not such a deep dive, right, that Pluto requires. But you probably had quite a few initiations in that regard. Now, so that Pluto square ends here this year, this coming year, 2023, and a Pluto trine comes in from Aquarius, another air sign. So that is actually easier to handle, especially after the square. So from the Aquarius side, of course, there's also changes. The changes continue. In this case, changes in the system and also changes for humanity, in humanity. So you could also come in there with your resources, with your art, with the art of negotiation, the art um, of, of peace, the art of arts to contribute to a change for a better world. So maybe you already have some ideas what you could contribute. Contribution is very Aquarian. And now this year, there are more challenges, or rather tensions, that call for balance from the Aries side, because there's not much going on for Libra, but a lot for Aries. So recently, Jupiter entered Aries fully on December 20th and will go fully through Aries this time until May 16th. I say fully because there was already brief intermezzo of Jupiter in Aries from May 10th on until October 27th, but that was only in the first part, like up to 8 degrees of Aries. And now Jupiter goes fully through, in other words, gets opposite your Libra side, especially if it's beyond 8 degrees. And Chiron has also been in Aries and will continue to be in since 2019, and will continue to be in Aries till 2027. So these two energies are very dynamic. So a lot of things come out now that are actually quite raw and quite direct and quite in your face, something that Libra is not so used to. Libra is more diplomatic and more moderating rather than fierce as Aries is. So, how can you show up as yourself, for yourself, as Aries would say, but at the same time in a considerate manner as well, without, again, compromising yourself? So, this can show up a lot in relationships. Because Libra planets and features tend to always show up in not always, but often to show up in relationships. And B, also because it's an opposition, and oppositions tend to be activated in relationships. So maybe your partner can come at you in a way from the Aries side. And then the question is, okay, so how do you deal with this situation? Can you be truly you? And do you need to go into battle, into conflict? Or maybe it is time to show up in a way you haven't before. Maybe it's time for something completely new. You might have continued, perpetuated relationships that actually are not alive, which is Aries, right, anymore. They seem to be sort of a convenience, Libra, but they're not alive. Then everything new and fresh and daring and authentic, and also starting from oneself, original basically, is now supported from Jupiter, and is also a good medicine from the perspective of Aries. And maybe it is also a good time to have some time on your own. A Libra always likes to be with another, yet I should also say, if Libra is your rising sign, that may modify the whole thing, because what's important wherever Libra shows up, it's about relationships. So if your rising sign is Libra, the relationship with yourself is super important. And then, of course, the Aries side would show up with others. So it could be time for renewal, or time to be on your own, or time for something fresh and different. Then what we have from kicking in from July on, July 13th, the nodal shift will happen. We've had the south node in Scorpio and the north node in Taurus since end of December 2021, and that will shift mid 2023 on for the next 1.5 years, where the south node will be in Libra and the north node in Aries. So another indicator that tells us we gotta release certain Libra sides that are not really serving us anymore, that actually drain our energy. And again, that can be balancing in a way of compromising or even being fake rather than being authentic. And so that would be really important. And also, Libra might do things just for the sake of peace. Again, another variation on the whole subject of compromising, right? And so from that perspective, also from that place of the south node, we will have, and south node in Libra, that will determine also eclipses. So there will be the first eclipse with Libra involved, will be the Libra new moon annular solar eclipse on October 14th. So here's the chart for that. There's a chart for that. So you see Libra here on the side with Sun, Moon, in this case also Mercury, and the South Node, while Mars will be already in Scorpio, and Mars will be in Libra before too. So I say a few things about that. And but this October 14th eclipse, especially if your Libra side is towards the end, definitely affects you in terms of, and wherever Libra is in our chart too, right? But even more so if you have directly a feature in Libra. But so that one being one of the signatures of autumn of fall 2023 is still a ways ahead, but still at the same time good to be aware of. That quality, it's a release eclipse, so it's more like about ending these qualities of Libra that are not really beneficial and making space for something new, which is Aries. So relationships that are not healthy, not functional, not really a good match may need to be released here. And ways of being where you are, maybe a certain location is not a good match for you anymore. It could have been before if Libra is in your fourth house, a certain home. So wherever Libra shows up in your chart, there is it's really important to check in with the relationship and whether that is really mutual, whether it's mutually beneficial, whether that's really good match, and all these things. So carrying on in something that's not you anymore, you will probably see more and more how that gets boring and you lose a lot of energy over that. And what else for Libra? Mars in Libra. So there is a boost of energy that's much needed in this Libran, rather challenging, I could say, year, or awareness year, put it that way. It's not per se so challenging. It's more like things you are required to shift and adjust some of your shadow qualities, and that could be very conditioned, right? So that's important. And then when Mars will be in Libra from the 27th of August until October 11th, there can be quite an impulse for asserting one's values around peace and fighting for peace. But that in itself can be a contradiction in terms, right? It can be also important to assert social justice. There could be a lot going on in that regard. And anything that has to do with equality, fairness, balance. It would be really important to deal with, but again, Mars is per se not super positioned in Libra. It's a sign of Venus. Mars likes to be in Aries. It is a good energy for a strategist and for legal battles and so on, right? So maybe something's coming up for you, but make sure it's equal balance between negotiation and assertion. What else is coming up for Libra? That's about it this time. Yeah, so just also note regarding the spring season. In spring, there'll be a lot of Aries going on, starting from the spring equinox and then the whole Aries season. There's so much Aries. So it can actually help you, if you're up for that, to, as I mentioned before, bring something fresh and new into your life and show up, assert yourself, do something, be present, be truly you rather than live your life for others, which can happen a lot with Libra. So the spring equinox is very self-directed. Spring equinox season from the 21st of March with the Aries new moon reaching over until the next new moon, sort of a blue new moon, another new moon in Aries at the very tail end of it, which will be on the 19th or 20th of April, and very end of Aries. Don't have that here now, but it is looking into my whole binder of new moons and full moons of the year. So that one is sort of Libra Aries full moon. The one on oh, here it is. Okay, it's just in a wrong place here. So that new moon on the cusp of Aries to Taurus is still in Aries and still also opposite Libra, right? And that will be a total solar eclipse. And in this case, also a new moon, but a seed eclipse, planting new seeds and maybe releasing at the same time on the Scorpio Libra cusp south node, making a choice, making a decision to release something that's not a good match anymore. That's about it for me, from me today for Libra, and I wish you all the best for a renewing, truly renewing new year as yourself, and also in good relations with the world, starting with you. And I see you all, or whoever tunes in, again or later for Scorpio. So today, Libra for January 1st, and tomorrow the video will be for January 2nd, and that will be Scorpio. Wishing you well for this transition, this calendar transition in the ever renewing now. Take care. Bye.